Hi guys, as the title of this video states, this video is going to be all about answering the frequently asked questions that you guys have been having since I shared the new travel protocols for traveling to the UK. These are the new protocols that came into effect on the 15th of February 2021. You may have seen that video that I shared. If not, I ask that you watch that video before this one. I'm going to link that video up there because this video is a supplement to that video. If it's your first time here, my name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian author, travel and lifestyle content creator. I create to help the average Nigerian and African travel better, smarter, help them navigate travel during this COVID pandemic. If that's something that interests you, I ask that you hit that subscribe button and you also follow my page, Travel to Niger on Instagram, where we keep abreast of all the new changes with regard to travel. So definitely subscribe here and follow Travel to Niger on Instagram. So let's get straight into the FAQs. First question, does this 210 tests cost apply to children too? Are there exemptions for the COVID test? Are children of a certain age exempted? So the person in this that's asking this question is referring to the fact that there are two new tests that you have to now do once you arrive in the UK, and they're asking whether or not children, do they have to also pay for this test? Because I can imagine you're thinking it's expensive, right? The answer is yes, there are exceptions for children, but listen closely because it can be a little bit confusing. For the initial COVID test that you have to do 3 days before departure, children under 11 do not need to take that test, that initial COVID test that you do in country in Nigeria. If you have a child under 11, they don't have to do a test. If your child is 11 or older on the dates of travel, they have to do that initial test. But for the test that you have to book, that's the test that you'll be doing in the UK, children under 5 are not required to book or take the test. So for example, if your child is 10 years old, right, they don't have to do that initial test that they have when you're leaving the country, Nigeria, but the test that you have to do in the UK, they have to pay for that test in advance too because they're over 5, which is a cutoff for that test. So I hope that clears things up. Number 2, so you mean Nigerians don't ever have to stay in a hotel quarantine and pay the £1,750. At the moment, travelers from Nigeria, that is traveling from Nigeria, that have not been through a red list country in 10 days before arrival, do not have to pay for the hotel quarantine. For those of you who may not know what a red list country is, it's a country that has been banned from entering the UK. Meaning travelers from these countries are not allowed to enter the UK unless they're actually UK citizens or UK residents. Bear in mind that this rule for Nigerians, for travelers from Nigeria not having to do the hotel quarantine is valid now, but as you know, things change every day. But if things change, don't worry, you'll be the first to know. Definitely follow Travel to Niger on Instagram because you'll definitely be the first to know on there if you're following Travel to Niger on Instagram. Number 3, I am a British citizen. Do I have to do the 2 COVID tests? All travelers, irrespective of whether you're a citizen or not, you have to do the 2 COVID tests. It's a requirement, it's mandatory. They will not let you get on the flight if you don't book these tests in advance. 4, do you still have to pay for the test if you have been vaccinated? So I guess the person here is saying they probably had the COVID vaccine. Like, do they actually have to still pay for this test? The answer is yes, you do. Currently, people that have been vaccinated are not exempt from doing the tests. Number 5, question is, any information on the early test release, especially if you're there for less than 10 days. On the UK government site, there's a section on the early test, and this is what it says: ending self-isolation through test to release. You may be able to end your self-isolation early through the test to release scheme if you pay for a private coronavirus COVID-19 test. you must still take the 2 coronavirus tests you booked before you traveled. So it's saying that even though you're doing this test to release, you still have to book for these 2 tests. The next question, number 6, says, what if I am transiting? For example, for a 2-hour layover, what are the requirements then? On Heathrow.com, they give this information about transfer passengers, transiting passengers. They first of all say that all international travelers are required to present a negative COVID-19 test taken no earlier than 3 days before departing for England. This applies to passengers transiting the UK. They now say that if you're arriving and departing the same day, if you have a boarding pass issued for your onward journey, you'll be able to stay airside during your connection. This means that when you arrive into Heathrow, for example, you will not need to pass through immigration or customs. If you're flying, your flights are on a separate ticket, right? They basically state here that you have to go through immigration and customs and come back for your flights. But from February 15, if you are going through immigration, you are required to actually quarantine in a hotel for the time that you're in the UK. So for example, if you're literally in the UK for like, I don't know, like transiting for 5 days, you have to spend 5 days in a quarantine hotel, which you have to book. I hope that makes sense. Like if it doesn't, let me know in the comment section below. Number 7, what if I don't have proof that I have a negative test on arrival in the UK? I guess the question is like, imagine for some reason they did not check your COVID test in Nigeria and you're able to board the plane. What happens when you get to the UK? The UK has stated here that you could be fined £500 when you arrive at the border if you cannot provide proof that you have had a negative coronavirus test. So they're going to fine you probably if you don't arrive in the country with your test. Number 8, what if someone lies about where they've been in the past 10 days? It states on the gov.uk website here that providing false or deliberately misleading information when filling out your passenger locator form is an offense punishable by imprisonment. You could be fined up to £10,000, imprisoned for up to 10 years, or both if you do not provide accurate details about the countries you have visited in the 10 days before you arrived in the UK. Wow. They also state here that if you break the quarantine rules, you may face a penalty of up to £10,000. Guys, they're not playing. Like, don't mess around. Like, do not lie. Number 9, what if I don't have money to pay for these 2 tests? True, it's expensive. This is what the government had to say, the UK government has to say about those that don't have the money. If you're facing significant financial hardship as a result of this charge, there will be an opportunity to pay later in installments by applying for a deferred repayment plan when booking. This is only available if you already receive income-related benefits, and you will be required to pay back your debt to the government in 12 months installments. You must not apply for deferred payment if you are not eligible. If you provide false information or omit key information which has been asked in your application, you'll be committing fraud and liable for conviction. So it's saying that for most people, you really shouldn't be applying for this financial hardship, right? Unless you're on some sort of government assistance. So if you're a visitor, forget it. It's only probably if you're a UK resident or citizen and you're on some sort of government benefit that you'd be eligible to apply for this. To be honest, if you cannot afford the amount, you shouldn't go anywhere. Number 10, and the final question here is there a penalty if I don't take the test on arrival? I guess the question is referring to that these particular 2 tests that you have to do on arrival, if I don't take it, is there actually a penalty? Like, is there going to be a penalty at all? Yes, on the gov.uk website, it states there clearly, if you do not take the test, you may face a penalty of up to £2,000. It's not worth it. If you have to pay for it anyway, you might as well take the test. Like, why not take the test, right? Doesn't make sense. Take the test. So guys, that is the end of my FAQ. I really hope it's been very useful. If you still have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for being an amazing part of this community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share this video with other people. Thank you so much again, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.